Alright guys, this is my review of the Tinhifi T1S, and I'd like to thank Hi-Fi Go for sending this out to me in exchange for an honest review. By the way, whatever I say in this video is my own opinion. This video has not been scripted, and they will be watching this video at the same time as you guys are. Alright, so this is the Tinhifi T1S, and it comes in a box like this. It's currently retailing for $30 and if you guys are interested, do check out the link down in the description below. Right, so this is a single dynamic driver, as you can see. Very simple box, and it's got 4 colors. Okay, 4 colors. It's got black, white, pink, and green. Okay, so it comes in a box like this, $30. I think it's a very nice box. Let me try and open it, and there's a box inside. Just want to point out to Tinhifi, on the cover of the box it says T1S, but on the inside it says T1 Plus. So just a minor thing I noticed. Okay, so nothing else. And on the inside you'll find the IEM. I got the black one, so it's not exactly black, as you can see. It's got some glitter on it. Let me just take it out. Okay, so there's some glitter to the shell. It's semi-transparent on the front shell, so it's not exactly black, so just take note of that. Let me just stick the IM one side, put it one side. Take a look at the accessories. The tips that it comes with are those wide bore type of tips. I tried them. I kind of dig them, as in they are pretty okay and comfortable to use. Right, it's got the dome shape to it, and it's pretty wide bore. Okay, so you can actually expect to hear a lot of treble out of it, but that is expected because if you take a look at the graph later, which I'm going to show, the graph will definitely show that, you know, the treble needs a bit more push to it, and these tips will definitely help with that. Okay, so the white bore tips will help with that. And it comes with this cable. The cable's alright. It's braided, and it looks pretty normal to me, but it's nothing to shout out about. It comes with a straight 3.5 headphone jack, and it's got a Y splitter, and surprisingly it comes with a chin slider. Okay, let me just open this up. Okay, and a cable management strap, which is cool. And the Y splitter is made of plastic. Okay, well, it may be milled aluminum. Yeah, it looks like it is milled aluminum. And yeah, chin slider right here. So it's a bead, plastic bead that goes up and down. The ear hooks are the memory ear hooks are okay. It's quite stiff. Okay, and it conforms to the shape of the back of your ear. This is a QDC type of 2-pin connector, so there's a sleeve. Okay, so on the IM itself, it does protrude out quite a bit. So if you have those normal 2-pin connectors, you will see everything, as in the connectors and everything. So just take note of that. Okay, so cable's alright, the ear tips are alright, pretty normal. Okay, let's put it one side. Okay, so this is the IEM itself. It looks very basic. Alright, I would say it's a very basic shell. It's a single dynamic driver, and it's got beryllium plated diaphragm on this driver. It's a 3D printed resin type of ear cavity, so it's pretty standard as well. 2-pin connector. It comes with 4 colors, and yeah, pretty standard type of layout here. The fit. Oh no, let's talk about the nozzle. Nozzle is pretty alright. It's wide, pretty wide bore type of nozzle. Right, ear tips are already spoken about. The fit and the comfort on these are really great. I like the fit and the comfort of these. In fact, these small form factor type of IEMs, they remind me of the Blondes and some other small form factor like the Olas. Once these go into my ear, they just disappears into my ear, and it's fits like a glove, and I feel really comfortable with them. I sleep with them. I've been sleeping with them for past few nights now, and I like the fit and the comfort on these. They really fit my ear really well and disappears into my ear. So yeah, single dynamic drivers, you know, they really fit my ear really well because of the small form factor. Okay, so fit and comfort, I'll give it a really high score for this. I really feel comfortable wearing this. Okay, so let's talk about the sound, and obviously I've measured it. So let's open up the chart and take a look at the graph of this. And the way this graphs, I'm pretty intrigued with this T1S. Okay, it's close to my Harman target, but there are some parts which you know, I'm not really comfortable about, but it's alright. Let's just go through the graph. Okay, the sub bass. Alright, so I am I would say I'm comfortable with the sub bass. Right, it's the tone and the timbre of it is nice. I like the warmth of it. It's the roll off that you know, that kind of bothers me a bit. The short roll off, the extension of the sub bass. Yeah, but the resonance of it is okay, but the roll off of it is a little bit short. So if you have those rumble and in those heavy metal and rock type of music, the bass rolls off pretty quickly. Okay, but it does resonate. Right, you can hear the extension, and it's pretty alright. Okay, but the bass level, I would say it's just nice for me. The mid bass, I love the mid bass on these. They are thumpy, impactful, and it slaps really hard. Okay, a bit too hard on certain tracks, but I do like the impact on these T1S. So the impact, the slam, the tone, and the timbre on these mid bass, they are really good. So if you take a look at the chart, it's above the Harman target, and the kind of target that I would like. It's impactful. I don't mind more impact. In fact, I like a lot of impact that smashes my brains type of impact, and it does, right? The impact is there. It's thumpy. At the same time, it's got good note weight, and it's got good timbre as well. So I think in terms of mid bass, they did really well on this. The transition to the mids, I would say it's a little bit overbearing. All right, in terms of the mid bass over to the mids, but I'm okay with that. It does not bleed that much, but I would say it's overpowering on certain tracks. But I like that. I like the impact, right? So I like the mid bass. The mids, they are, well, a little bit recessed, okay, but not that much. But it's, you know, overshrouded by the mid bass. But the mids are warm. It's it's got the it's pretty forward. It's just that not as prominent as compared to some other IEMs I've tried, but it's nice and warm and soothing. Okay, so it's got good note weight, especially pianos. Right, the piano strikes, the key strikes. They got that good impact and thump when they strike the pianos. Violins, they've got that nice warm tone to the violin, the strings. So strings instruments, they sound warmish and warm, and a good heavy note weight to it. For cymbal strikes, snares. Okay, snares, I would say on the lower mid-range, I would say that the impact is there. Snares, they do range across to the treble. So I would say for snares, they've got nice impact, nice low tone to it, but that snare strike, the clarity and the brightness of it, I would say it's just okay. It's not a bright type of snare strike. So for mids and instruments, I would say I'm okay. It's not the best I've heard. For vocals, alright, male vocals, they sound nice, raspy. They've got good authority in the mix, good note weight, heavy note weight, nice tone and timbre, and soothing to listen to. So for male vocals, I think they do shine on this IEM. Very nice raspy tone to the male vocals on certain tracks, and yeah, good to listen to for male vocals. Female vocals, all right, so this is where I hope and wish that they had a little bit more energy to the female vocals. Female vocals, they sound okay, they are soothing to listen to, good note weight and tone and timbre as well, but the energy and the air and the brightness of that female vocals, just not there. Okay, you can feel that the female vocals, they're a little bit laid back. At the same time, it's a bit shrouded by the mid bass. But yeah, I mean, female vocals, they depend very much on the treble and the air of the frequency to shine in tracks. So yeah, female vocals, I'm not really a fan of this, but male vocals, I really do like that authority and the presence of the male vocals in the track itself. Okay, so let's talk about the treble. Now, if you take a look at the treble presence region from the 2K onwards, you can see that it slopes down. So that's where I find this type of tuning unique, especially when you're listening to EDMs, those really thumpy songs, techno, dark techno, heavy metal, those really thumpy songs. This type of tuning is just right for that. Okay, the treble is not sibilant, it's not harsh, it's not bright. Okay, it's got that. I mean, treble is treble. You do hear that treble up there. The higher octaves are still there, present. It's not as harsh and forward as other IEMs. So that's why when I listen to EDMs and really thumpy songs, and certain songs that have that really harsh simple strike and harsh snares, and even electric guitars, right? Some higher octave notes, they sound really harsh and bright and fatiguing. Okay, so for this tuning, it's not fatiguing. It's a little bit below my preference in terms of brightness. But if you listen to EDM and that hissing sound, especially that constant hissing sound of the hi-hats and the snares, believe me, this IEM is really comfortable to listen to when listening to EDM. And dark techno and electronic music in general. So I think if you like those type of genre music, even though the sub bass is not as rumbly, but the impact of the mid bass will compensate for that. So if you like listening to electronic music, this is what I recommend. This IEM is great for that. Let's talk about soundstage. All right, soundstage I would say is normal, right? It's got width to the side and sometimes to the back. Vocals are placed in the middle, and percussions at the back of the vocals, and of course the instruments are all spaced out. The space, I would say, not a wide and big room type of space, but it's okay. All right, I think a bedroom to a living room type of space out, I would say, is kind of acceptable. Okay. The detail retrieval and resolution of these are okay as well. It's not the clearest, it's not the sharpest, it's not the most resolute IEM. I mean, for $30, the technicalities are acceptable, reasonable, right? I mean, there are some nuances that can be picked up, but it's not that kind of clarity that I would expect. Okay, but it's there, acceptable. So for technicalities, I would say this is a reasonable IEM and reasonable level to accept. Okay, so that's my very quick impression of this Tinhifi T1S. Would I recommend this IEM? Well, for the tuning, the unique tuning which I've heard, yes, I do recommend to those people who likes to listen to dark techno and EDM and electronic music. Heavy metal, not so much, but it's still acceptable. Rap and R&B for male vocals, I would suggest to get this. But if you like listening to classical, like listening to female vocals and those critical listening type of genre, then maybe you might want to skip this one. But other than that, I mean, $30 this is a good buy for those who really like to have that nice, deep, warm type of listen, and non-fatiguing. I want to stress on this. It's really non-fatiguing. You can listen to any of your EDM, your techno, electronic music on these, and you will not find any fatigue or any brightness or any harshness on these IEMs. Really, really good tuning. It's really unique, and I'm kind of intrigued on this tuning of this IEM. Alright, so that concludes my very quick impression of this Tinhifi T1S. I hope you guys learned something from this video and enjoyed this video, and if you did, do consider to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell so that you get notified of my future videos. Right, so I hope you guys have a great day ahead. I thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.